We're okay? We're good? Wow, amazing. Welcome. Welcome. The live streams never quite make it. We've succeeded. We're live. Amy Seukeran, Narcissistic Abuse Recovery Life Coach, Canada. What's the date today? Today is October 15th, 2025. A lovely Wednesday. Well, Mean Princess, Devil Horns. Halloween's coming, so might as well make use out of all the money I spent. The Devil Horns. The topic is taking your life back after a narcissist. Why wait when you've already wasted 6 years of my life? It doesn't seem to be getting better, right? 2 years here, and it seems to be getting worse. I'm ready for timeout, the timeout people, so please don't even bother. It is 10:33 at night. 10:33 at night, I'm doing this live stream. I keep telling you, I'm not going back to the same schedule when I was with my narcissistic ex-boyfriend, right? Sleeping all day so you can't do anything during business hours and being awake all night when things are closed. That's a cycle, Malton. Nobody is going through it again. I wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning. That was my routine. You saw me where? That's going to stop now. Just like they live right here. And I'm going to find them in person. Okay, we're talking about independence. At about 9 o'clock, probably before, a little bit before, I had to go walk up to Derry, right, to get Mary Jane. You all know, right? Lifelong nausea. I smoke, so I'm not nauseous. So I had to walk up to Derry. Yeah, do you understand that? I had to get money together every single day. Walk up there. So I wanted about 8 something, 9 o'clock, because, that's when I get things done. I got back when I started this live stream. After I got back. Who's laughing? Let me hear who. Who else is responsible when I'm nauseous, when I have to, what do you think I'm going to do if I'm already nauseous? I'm going to walk up there if I'm nauseous? They don't understand that nausea, you want to throw up. I'm explaining this to Malton. It's legal. They sit and do whatever they want, wherever they want, smoke whenever they want, bags and bags of it. They're arguing over 1, my prescription, and 2, my nausea. The stress, the anxiety. This is all what Malton caused me, the police, all those phone calls, all those fake calls, false calls. This is how I have it, right? All these problems with my stomach. And they're sitting here again. While they're doing what? If they close at 11 o'clock, I timed it, right? That's why I was timing it. That's why I put 9:19. Did you see that video? If I have to get there from this house right here, this apartment 47, 7555 Gorway Drive, nobody's going to help me. I have to go there, right? Before it closes at 11. They're sitting here what? It is the point. Let's go back to grade 9. If Daniel Drummond and me started dating December 20th, 1996, was he in grade 9? Okay, so was he with you at school in Morningstar all day? What do you think he did after school? If he spent the weekends at my house, spent the night, spent the weekend, the whole weekend, which year are you talking about? Well, let me hear. Did I have an option of when he came over? My brother, right? You understand my brother lives in the same house. They were all friends. They all went to Morningstar. They were all in grade 9 together. So if they came to my house in my backyard, I want you to explain to me what you understand. You had the same lives in Malton, right? You grew up, you had kids, you got married, right? You're the same school, the same students who would have grown up with him. So let me hear how it's different. If they're all where, and I'm right here, how is it different? If he got married and had 16 kids and he lived in the building next door, how would I know that? Yes, I want you in reality to think about this. How is it different? You're in a mental health program? You want to understand about a narcissistic ex? I told you, I take my business seriously. Why don't you tell us what mental health program? You can't? You're in timeout? You're going to tell me right now who you call for mental health help in Malton. Yeah, they're going to watch it tomorrow, all those services. Every single one. Say mental health again.
Are you coming to get that crack you were texting me about? I can't just sit on this crack forever. Listen, man, you text me all day about that crack cocaine. I want to go to bed. You're going to buy the crack, come and buy the crack. Otherwise, I got to take care of myself.
Go. You want reality? Go now. Nobody's waiting the hour. Go. Yeah, all Peel Police, right? All of them. Go tell all of them while you're at it. Take a good look at me right here. Apartment 47. Now go, Malton. Amy Seukeran. Show me again. Which one is you in Malton now? You think it's a joke? You think it's funny? Chris James says, Amy, answer the phone. I think it's a joke. Hello, Sita. It's been years. Sita's my mother. That's my mother's name. Here you go. Show everybody. This is all live. The whole world, right? You what? Well, let's go over. How many mothers are narcissistic in Moulton? You just came on and said, hello, Sita. It's been years. That's my mother's name, right? That's also my cousin's name. My cousin who lives in America. The same name as my mother. You understand that? They're sisters? Her mother and my mother would be sisters? So what if she named her after my mother? Wouldn't that be funnier? Just like I have two what? Named Amy. My cousin's daughter? And who else? Where are they, in America or in Trinidad? You understand? You understand which one? How many of you have narcissistic mothers then, since you understand? This is worldwide. Go, Canada, US, and Trinidad. You guys have been doing that for 6 years minimum. So how did you hear the word toxic and narcissist to start spouting it? Welcome to what? Your empowerment group? Yeah, what was that for? Do you want to tell me the difference now then? Toxic? Okay, let's go over. If all of my family were on my Facebook, they did what all for 6 years? Which one? All of them. Which one of them talked to me? Well, you understand, I'm one person, right? So I don't know why you keep coming and telling me about my mother and my cousins if you don't want the same respect, right? If Sam Bodram was my uncle, how many of them are his children and grandchildren? You what? Rethink this. Let me hear this one. If his wife, Cynthia, talks to my mother right now on the phone, will you go and explain this to me, what you're doing worldwide? I would love to. I'll even wait so you can go back to 6 years and remember everything. All the countries. Go ahead again. Trinidad. Yep, all of you. Canada and USA. Until you go back to 2018 and let me hear again. Where did you hear the word? Yeah, they are gonna. Okay, let's go back now. 2019. I opened the business in March. Where did you hear the word? Where? Toxic? Where did you hear the word toxic? What does that have to do with me? Go ahead. My business is a narcissistic abuse recovery life coach. So start now. All of Trinidad, all of America, USA. Do you want to talk about people offing themselves? Let's go to my relatives, my family. How many people off themselves? Yeah, I don't believe in it. My parents had an arranged marriage in Trinidad. My mother was how old? What, like 18? And then she had my sister, her first kid at what, 19? And then my sister had my niece at 19, right? She was 19. I guess they'll go check when they watch this. Oh, no, wait a minute. That was me. I was 19 when my niece was born. Oops. 12 years. My sister's 12 years older. So what was she? 32? My niece was born in 1998. And then my two nephews after that. No, not really. Why? If I was the scapegoat and you all took it from me, what do you think the scapegoat is in narcissistic abuse? Did you ever look that word up? The scapegoat? What it means? What it is? Okay, let's go over in Trinidad. Do you remember how old I was in Trinidad? When my Aunt Cynthia got bit by the scorpion. That was her daughter, Sita, there. And she started a fight with me. How old was I? 8, maybe? 8 years old? A grown woman. That's her mother, Cynthia. She got bit by a scorpion. Do you want to go find out the story? Why she was arguing with me when they should have been taking her mother to the hospital? I'd love to go over it. I want to know how old I actually was, the real age, in Trinidad. Go, let's hear this one, if you can find this story. How many times do you think she got bit by a scorpion? Is that normal? Well, let's find out. They slept on the bed and I slept on a mattress on the floor. So the mattress used to be stored under the bed. So when they pulled it out, if there were baby scorpions like what I saw, right? That was my worry. I was the one who slept. That's why, in case you want to know why I'm worried about it now. I don't know if people in Canada have ever encountered a real scorpion or baby scorpions, right? So, what do you want me to do? Change it? I don't know how many times I've been to Trinidad, but since I was little, none. So, like I said, if we could find out my age, that'd be good, right? How old I was? We were talking about narcissistic families, apparently, right, in this live stream. Well, let's go over it again. You went through the whole cycle of calling people toxic, right? So where did you hear the word toxic? What does it mean? What is a toxic relationship to you? Okay, remember when we went over triangulation? How they isolate you from your siblings, your cousins? So let's go over this. How many siblings did you have? Did you talk to all of your siblings? Now, how many kids did you have? Did they talk to their cousins? If you didn't talk to the siblings, they probably didn't talk to their cousins, right? Your kids? Because you never talked to your brother or sister? Intergenerational trauma? Somewhat, kind of. How it starts. Well, you all have mothers and fathers. If you had brothers and sisters, what else is in your family? Now the next generation, if you have kids. The generation before that is the grandparents. So let's go back to, if you were with both your parents, your mother and father, how many siblings did you have? How many brothers and sisters did you have? Doesn't matter where you lived. We're talking about narcissistic parents, narcissistic abuse. If you were children of narcissistic parents. Okay, so out of all your brothers and sisters, how many did you talk to? All of them? Depending on how many children your parents had? Okay, so if it was just you, how did they treat you? Were they mean to you or did they spoil you? Now, if you have brothers and sisters, had brothers and sisters, compare. Did your parents treat you all the same, equally? Or were they nice to some of you and mean to some of you? If you were the one they were mean to, why did you think they were mean to you? Okay, so were your brothers and sisters mean to you because of your parents? Did they do the same thing your parents did? Were they mean like your parents? Or did they talk to you normally and were nice to you? Your whole life growing up. Okay, so did you grow up just being by yourself? Did you include yourself? Yeah, it's a camera I can see eventually when I pay attention. So did you stay by yourself? Did you just have school friends? Did you just do whatever you had to be part of the family? Just stay quiet and were included? Okay, let's think about all your aunts and uncles now. Did you like all your aunts and uncles? Did they all talk to you? Were they all nice to you? Okay, now your cousins. If you know who they're, yeah, your aunt and uncle, their kids. Those are your cousins, right? So did they do the same thing? The aunts and uncles that were not so nice to you, their kids were the same? Or did you all play together as cousins? I told you, you call my name again, and I'm going to finish you. Why? You see me right here. Now go and explain this. Money, actual money, right? From my narcissistic abuse recovery life coach business. I want actual money to be making actual money. They're here doing what? Go, let me hear again how much a life coach makes, how much I could be making an hour as a narcissistic abuse recovery life coach. What if I got a job as a mental health counselor? Are you worried about hearing me now? Go, what if I applied? What if I found a nice online position? Just like this. You didn't even have to go anywhere. How much do you think I get an hour if it was Canadian mental health? These are all free, right? You're all demanding and watching these for free, right? Well, did you see the topic? Why should I help? So let's hear this. Why should I help you? Why should I make these for free and give you free advice on what to do? What were you doing this for 6 years? Telling people what? Well, do you want to go over financial abuse again? Stopping people from working, stopping people from making money, stopping people from furthering their education, from leaving, having control of their money? Maybe we can just take a good look and see where it is and how it works. Which side are you on? Stopping people? You're on the side that has no money. Well, let's take a look at how easily you called the police on me for what? What did you know about me? Half of you? Half of what? Half of Malton? Let's go over this one for fun. When you walk around in Malton, how do you know if somebody's homeless? Okay, how do you know if somebody's an addict now? How do you know if somebody's employed? Okay, let's go over. If all my relatives started in Trinidad, how did they all get to different countries? How did they get to America and Canada? Who paid for it? Who paid for them to go to another country? Are we still talking about 6 years? I doubt it, right? If I was how old? 8? I haven't seen or heard or talked to any of these people. I'm 46. You understand what? I'd say they were different. If half of you were living in America and the rest of you were living in Trinidad, why were you comparing to Canada? What were you comparing? All of it. Empowerment, toxic, everything you were doing. You were competing, trying to make me jealous. What do you think that was? Yeah, I want to hear. Go, and then you can go over all the money you were. Well, explain what that all was then, what you were trying to do. If my cousins had a group empowering women with my sister and my mother and my sisters for 6 years while I was homeless, what do you call that? I had the same business, right? How did they find me? The only way was on Facebook, right? They were friends of mine on Facebook. So why don't you explain it again then? Try again. Yeah, before they all went to Instagram. Isn't that funny? Sure, go. Let's hear. I want to hear which one's going to change. Any questions? Yeah, why don't I talk to any of my cousins or aunts and uncles? If what? Well, right now, right? All of my brothers and sisters, my niece and nephews get together at my mother's house, right? And they all hang out like nothing, like they're a happy family. So, okay, let's explain this. Let me hear what I did to them. My parents had 4 kids, right? 3 girls, and the youngest is a boy. My brother. So go ahead, let me hear. My oldest sister has 3 kids. My niece and 2 nephews. So let me hear what I did to them. My sisters are 6 years and 12 years older than me, and my brother is 3 years younger. A sense of reality. 36 minutes. Isn't that nice? So quiet. Any other issues? Wow. I just started. I want to know what happened to me, what you guys did to my business for 6 years. Did you? Did you see all that? Right, to make me jealous. You were making all the money. You took all the money from me. All the life coaches. And now you want what from me? You actually. We're going to keep going. I'm going to take a break, but we're going to keep going. Feel free to keep leaving your questions. Yeah, I'm going to get a sign. I'll make it now. Hold on. can still hear to who? This is YouTube. This is not Twitch. This is a recorded live stream that goes up on YouTube. This is not Twitch. Or once it's live, it goes away. Yeah, maybe which one? A whole generation need to understand? They're playing around with which one? Actual money? Actual taxes? How old they are? Well, I'm not playing around with my business and any of that. I already told you how many times. You and me are different people. You see my name there, right? It's the same government, the same taxes, the same name. I already told you, not a one of you I don't trust for nothing. I have seen how you've been doing things. Make sure you know my name. That's all I told you. Why is it more fun if you can see it? Is it more professional if you can see it? Does it make a difference? Can you still hear me? It's more fun when you see it. It's more fun when you see it. Okay. It's more fun when you see it, they said. It's behind the scenes now. I told you, you made me go backwards. I had my headset just fine. I was screaming at you from all over the apartment. Now you want to see the microphone. Okie dokie, back to the live stream. Thanks for joining. Well, you can always rewatch it, right? Yeah, we did. You can join in. You can leave. You can come back. You have those options. It's going to be in YouTube. You can watch it all over again. Amy, the ghost is triggering my early onset CPTSD. Can you please remove it? Let's go over why people help people. Why do you help people? If somebody asks you for help, why do you say yes and help them? If somebody asks you for $1, would you give it to them? If somebody asks you for a smoke, would you give it to them? If they asked you to borrow a lighter, would you give it to them? Would you let them borrow your lighter? What about your phone? If somebody asked you to borrow your phone, would you let them use your phone? Oh, we're getting real now. Would you give them your phone? Or would you make the phone call? So did anyone see a payphone anywhere? Remember when we were going over that, if there were any payphones in Malton? Did you find any? Where were they? You never realized? If anywhere in the world never realized I'm the same person, that's me. Amy Seukeran, Narcissistic Abuse Recovery Life Coach. My business card. We went over this, right? NPO, nonprofit organization, NPO. CEO and director, me, Amy Seukeran. Same thing, right? It's the same card. It's just the other side of it. If anybody has it here. Welcome to whose business card it is and who you've been texting. Worldwide. But you're lucky. You live here in Malton. You got one of the cards, I guess. Welcome to my YouTube channel. 6 years, in case you didn't know. Better now? Some people getting clearer? I guess that's the point. Since, we're going over all 6 for the rest of this year, if you saw that lovely posting. This was the first one. Maybe some of you recognize it because you have one of these. See it? See, it's the same phone number. Amy's Regal Life. Just like now. Not a single thing changed. See the email? Same email, same phone number. Remember I keep telling you, who am I going to turn into? Well, Absolutely nobody. I'm the same person. Yeah. Life coach, whatever you call it, right? Amy Seukeran, narcissistic abuse specialist and recovery life coach. Canada. Tomorrow's Thursday, a lovely Thursday. The week is almost done. Look at that. And well, the topic for this week was why I should help, especially for free, right? When you keep talking about money, you're all making money and so rich and happy. So yeah, as a narcissistic abuse recovery life coach, why should I help when you're the ones who confused everyone and telling people about life coach and toxic and everything else, empathy and self-care and PTSD and CPTSD and CBT, NLP. What did I miss? Mental health is the same thing. Well, next time we can talk about if you didn't know your parents were narcissists and you just found out the word. Did you train your kids to be narcissists? Did you know they trained you? Do you remember narcissistic fleas, the patterns and the routines, the habits that you have as a person, right? Where you got them from? We'll go into that next time. Welcome. Kind of the end, but you can always go back and get ready for next time. Narcissistic families was the topic. We covered a lot. I recommend people watch it if they're serious. Yeah, we're trying to be grateful, but some of us had a different Thanksgiving than others, right? We're all trying to be grateful. Should we all be grateful? Yeah, if it's abuse and you're a victim, are you supposed to be grateful for the abuse? They make it seem like you should be, right? It's not funny if it's you're the victim. Are you talking about if you just found out the word as a parent, narcissist, and you realize that your parents were, or they raised you and you have narcissistic fleas, patterns, habits? If your kids have them, if you can see it. Reality today, right? If you didn't know the word, but you know it now and you see it in your family. If it's you and your husband or you and your wife and you have your parents and your kids and you just learned. Well, intergenerational is what? How many generations? That means, like I explained, right? You, your parents, and your kids. That's 3 generations, right? If your parents are one generation, their parents are another generation, you're the kid, another generation. Depends who I'm talking to, really? I'm a narcissistic abuse recovery life coach for the whole world. You watch these videos wherever you are, right? On YouTube to get help. That's the privilege of it, of YouTube. Anybody in the world can access this for help. They don't need to be in Canada. They don't need to talk to me in person. When I make these videos, they can watch them anywhere at all, right? Isn't that the whole point of social media? Why we have internet? Well, just families, right? Maybe people will spend some time tomorrow going over their family. Some people won't admit it. They won't ever admit it. But maybe one of your brothers or sisters, right, will help you figure it out. Start seeing the same patterns and routines can help validate you if it was really your parents or you guys. Minimum, right? What I can hope for. Somebody will get help and they'll realize that it was abuse. That is my business and my job. That is why I opened it, to help victims realize, right, that it's abuse. That people aren't normally like that. Parents aren't supposed to be like that. There's something wrong with that. Why did your parents put a restraining order on you? A narcissist, power, control, and money. They need to control. They need their children to be little versions of them. Why do you think they put a restraining order on me if they did that? Well, I heard it was my sister who lives in the basement right now with her kids. So, might as well live in reality. My father told me recently he doesn't see any reason why I should be able to come to the house. So, since you guys want an opinion on it, let's hear you. That's my oldest sister, right? The parent of my niece and nephews. 1 girl, 2 boys. Yeah, maybe, right? We're all going to go back. All the countries, 6 years. Really? Including? Why would you even say that? What is the joke? What is funny here? What is your mother's profession? She worked in retail. Do you know where Westwood Mall is? Do you remember Towers? She used to work in Towers. Then she used to work in Byway. She used to work in Zellers. Then she used to work in Jack and Jill. Do you remember those stores? That's what her profession is. Anyway, I'm going to end this lovely live stream. Don't forget to watch and share it, right? Amy Seukeran, Narcissistic Abuse Recovery Life Coach, Canada. Yeah, YouTube, at Amy's Regal Life on YouTube. Enjoy your night, world.